Amazon FBA, Q4 Total Guide. 5-part. Part 1: How to keep sales. We see them during all the pivotal dates this time of year. We saw them on Black Friday, we saw them on Cyber Monday, and we'll see them again over the next couple of weeks. Posts on Facebook groups that include screenshots of huge sales numbers or pictures of 10 shopping carts loaded with toys from a retail arbitrage haul. We can be inspired by these posts and feel excited for what is to come in our businesses, or we can have another response and ruin our Q4 sales. We can start comparing ourselves to other sellers. Comparing yourself with other sellers can be the fastest way to ruin your Q4 sales. Falling victim to the comparison trap might not cause you to lose sales today or tomorrow, but it will definitely have an impact on your psyche and your business over the long run. IMG_1571. When we compare ourselves to other people and start feeling negative emotions, that negativity can snowball. Pretty soon we'll find that our entire mindset has shifted. We could become so dejected over not feeling good enough as a seller that we are tempted to quit. Or even worse, we could start making bad buying decisions for our business. It's crucial throughout the year, but especially in Q4, to keep in mind what you don't know when you see posts on Facebook about amazing sales or massive raw hauls. We don't know how much profit other sellers are making. Recruiting software comparison. If someone says, "I made 6 figures in sales," we can't assume anything from that number. After that seller takes out the cost of inventory, supplies, or other fees, they might only be taking home in their pocket $15,000 of that $100,000. And we don't know how much time they spent to buy and prep their inventory. For all we know, they really are only making minimum wage for their time. We don't know how other sellers are paying for their inventory. We don't know if they run a cash-only business or if they go into debt to make huge purchases. We never know if someone is making horrible decisions, taking out ginormous loans, and maxing out multiple credit cards to finance their Q4 inventory. This kind of behavior is very dangerous. At any moment, Amazon could shut someone's account down for something they did or did not do, and that seller would be stuck with the debt without getting a disbursement from Amazon. They could be making bad buying decisions thinking they have to blow a ton of money on inventory before December 10th in order to maximize Q4, but what if their inventory doesn't sell as expected? Or maybe they pay for everything with cash, make a ton of sales, and buy a new car in January. It could be either scenario when you see those posts online. The point is, we just don't know. I'm not trying to suggest that everyone who makes these types of posts on Facebook is giving an inaccurate portrayal. On the contrary, many sellers make these posts in order to inspire others or as a way of celebrating within a community, neither of which is a bad thing. What I want us all to think about is, how am I personally receiving this post? If I'm receiving it in a negative manner and comparing myself to others, then I have a problem. When we get caught up in comparing ourselves with other sellers, we can have 2 types of negative results. Comparison is the thief of we can begin to feel discouraged. If I'm comparing my chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 12, I fail to take into account all the years of experiences, some successful, some otherwise, the other seller has had. When we compare ourselves this way, we can completely lose the steam in our engines and lose the motivation to excel as a seller. Worst case scenario, we could decide to quit. We could look at other people's sales and start getting puffed up. If I'm comparing my chapter 12 to someone else's chapter 2, I can get arrogant, be filled with pride, and make reckless decisions. Pride comes before the fall, says the wisdom of Proverbs. Again, the comparisons have the potential to lead to incorrect thinking. So then, what should we be comparing? We should be comparing our outcomes with our goals. Q4 is an excellent time for us to begin looking back to see if we met our goals, for Q4 and for the year. I really hope you're setting goals every year, if not every quarter. Goal setting is the best way for me to challenge myself in my business. Rather than comparing my sales to someone else's, I want to look at my own goals and see how I fared this year. Did I meet my goals? If not, what can I do to tweak those goals for next year? What am I planning to do to make next year's sales even better? Don't get weighed down by looking at other people's sales numbers. Don't fall victim to the trap of comparison. Focus on where you are personally and how you can meet your own goals. So, how are your sales going this Q4? I don't want to know specific numbers. Remember, we don't need to compare those to anyone else's. But did you meet your goals? Did you exceed them? Do you see now that you need to tweak something for next year? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to know how your Q4 is going, in general terms rather than specific numbers. It's not too early to start thinking about next year. In fact, if you wait until January to start planning for the new year, then you're setting yourself up to be left behind. I don't want you to miss out on any opportunity for the new year, which is why I created the Reseller's Guide to a Year in FBA. Right now is the best time to make next year your best Amazon sales year ever. Imagine knowing exactly what to expect in your Amazon FBA business every month of the year. Imagine what it would feel like knowing you are not missing out on any of the opportunities that will come your way in the new year. Imagine working on your Amazon business knowing exactly what your priorities are, what you need to avoid, and what you need to accomplish during each month to make progress toward making the new year your best sales year ever. Find out more about the Reseller's Guide to a Year in FBA, a month-by-month guide to a profitable Amazon business today. The package includes a 275-plus page ebook, live webinar trainings throughout the year, and 4 special bonuses. Part 2: Tips to finish the year strong. During December, the holiday selling season is in full bloom, and I hope you've been able to stock the Amazon warehouses with as much quality inventory as you possibly can. It seems pretty obvious to say, but you can't sell a lot of items if you don't have a lot of items in stock. To help you continue to make this month your best-selling month ever, here are my top 10 tips for finishing strong. Christmas Lights 1. Reprice holiday-related items. It's crunch time. Log into Seller Central and check all of your holiday-related items in your inventory. Do a keyword search for words like holiday and Christmas, and make sure that all of your holiday items are competitively priced. While some of these seasonal items actually sell throughout the year, there might still be some in stock that you need to reprice. As always, double-check with Keeper to see what prices and sales you could possibly expect. If you have multiples of higher-ranked holiday items, it's probably a good time to lower your prices to get the next sale. You don't want to hold on to these items another full year, especially with monthly and long-term stores fees that can eat away your profits. 2. The week before Christmas is a prime spending frenzy. For items sold through FBA, hold on to your prices that you think will sell for Christmas. It's not rare to see an item going for $15 on December 14th to be selling for $25 on December 19th. This is especially true for items where you're the only FBA seller or one of a few FBA sellers. On the other hand, if the competition for sales is fierce, you might want to lower your price just a little to sell out before the newbie Amazon sellers freak out and lower their prices too far. Returns.jpg 3. Be mentally prepared for an increase in returns. Naturally, with an increase in sales, there is also an increase in returns. Don't let this make you anxious or worried. It's a natural part of selling. As you might already know, Amazon automatically takes the funds from your account when the customer starts to return an item. If the buyer fails to actually return the item to Amazon, then Amazon is supposed to automatically reimburse you for the item after 45 days have passed, but many times Amazon forgets and needs to be reminded. For more about how to make sure returned items are actually returned to Amazon, check out this popular blog post. Feedback 4. Be prepared for an increase in negative and/or positive feedback. If you're keeping to best business practices, then you'll most likely get lots of new positive, 4 or 5, feedback, but you'll also get the occasional negative, 1 or 2, or neutral, 3, feedback score. If the feedback is actually about the FBA process, my item came 2 days late, or a product review, this coffee maker is hard to use, then it's up to you to do whatever you can to get the feedback removed. Your feedback score is a huge aspect of your seller metrics. The better seller metrics you have, the more opportunities you'll have to earn the buy box for your products. To read more about how I handle feedback issues, and how I keep a 100% feedback score, then check out this blog post. 5. Look at sales ranks differently. As you already know, the sales velocity in December shoots through the roof. This should make you look at sales rank differently than during the rest of the year. Here is an example. A toy with a sales rank of 10,000 in July might sell 25 times a week, while a toy with a rank of 10,000 in December might sell 50 times a day. This is important to know when you are outsourcing for inventory. Know that after Christmas and into January, many of these sales ranks will start to return to their normal patterns, slower sales, and it's up to you to recalibrate your mind to what you need to expect when you're outsourcing. Again, look at Keeper to see what prices and sales velocity to expect in January. Target Store 6. Be careful with sale prices at retail chain stores. Retail stores are realizing that they need to do whatever it takes to sell their stuff as soon as possible. Often, this means some outrageous clearance sales. But be careful, the items you're finding clearanced at large national chains might be the same items hundreds of other resellers are finding. You don't want to be slow moving on these sales. If you decide to buy, you need to get those items to Amazon as fast as possible, and I wouldn't recommend going too deep. It's possible that Amazon is about to be flooded with these items from other resellers sourcing at the same sales in their town. Buy fast, prep fast, and ship fast so it can sell fast. 7. Profit from selling items merchant fulfilled. We all love selling via FBA, but this week still provides a nice money-making opportunity if you are willing to do a little more work. Selling via merchant fulfilled can still bring about some nice profits this week for items that buyers need to buy today. The best items to sell MF are those that both Amazon and FBA sellers have sold out of, are back-ordered, ones that are currently unavailable, on their Amazon product page, and ones with a low rank that you don't want to risk the extra time it takes to travel to a fulfillment center. Note: only sellers who were previously approved, back in October, are allowed to sell toys via merchant fulfilled, but all other categories work like normal when it comes to merchant fulfilling. Amazon_gift_card 8. Keep sourcing for post-Christmas buyers. While Christmas Day should be your slowest sales day of the year, on the days after Christmas and well into January, tons of people have brand new Amazon gift cards burning a hole in their pockets. They head on over to Amazon and look for items to spend these gift cards on, and you want to be sure you have what they want waiting for them. Not only do gift card buyers show up, but so do the people who didn't get what they wanted for Christmas. They know what they want, and since they didn't get it, they decide to give themselves the gift they really want. Plus kids, and adults too, are now wanting the accessories that go with their new Christmas toys. Again, you want to be sure you have what they want when they go shopping for themselves. Buy Christmas-themed items at huge discounts. The week before, and right after Christmas, all of the Christmas-related items go on sale at drastically reduced prices. This is a great time for you to stock up for your Amazon inventory. Like I've said before, seasonal items sell both in and out of season. I've seen Christmas ornaments sell in May, candy canes sell in March, and holiday DVDs sell in August. The stuff sells year-round, but especially in July as people have Christmas in July parties. So, now might be a good time to buy holiday decor at 75% to 90% off. Again, I might be sounding like a broken record by now. Check Keeper to see what prices and sales velocity to expect throughout the year. 10. Look towards the new year. Why am I talking about the new year in December? I honestly believe that if you wait until the 1st of January to start thinking about the new year, then you're already behind in the game and are at a disadvantage. Imagine someone showing up for a marathon without doing any training beforehand. The runner would most likely quit before they even pass the 5-mile marker. Don't be that guy. When January 1st arrives, we all begin a 365-day marathon, and I want to be sure you are ready for the journey. One great way is to grab my book, The Reseller's Guide to a Year in FBA, a month-by-month guide to a profitable Amazon business. This resource will help you know exactly what to do and what to avoid for each month of the year. Part 3: Making the most out of profit. As I've stated before, the fourth quarter selling season on Amazon almost always brings your highest income possibilities of the year. Many Amazon sellers find that their sales sometimes multiply tenfold from what they're used to during the other 3 quarters. How you handle your increased profits can possibly help propel you into even more profits in the year to come. In the rest of this blog post, I'm going to share some of my top ideas on how to wisely use your Q4 income. Please don't assume I'm telling you to use your money on all of the following ideas. Rather read them through and pick a few that most resonate with you and where your business is currently. Here are some ideas. When buying a shrink wrap machine, I recommend the 16-inch impulse sealer. 1. Invest in time-saving equipment. What are you doing now that can be done much faster with the help of some new equipment? Now is the time to research quality tools that can lessen your workload. In years past, I've purchased a 16-inch shrink wrap machine and heat gun one year and purchased a box resizer, which was a life changer, and a newer laptop another year. Think about what tools can help you speed up your current work process. Could you be in the market for a barcode scanner or Opticon? Maybe you'd like to get a Dymo label printer, or maybe some Scotty peelers to make price sticker removal easier. Click here and here for blog posts with even more equipment ideas. There are so many tools out there that help save time and money. 2. Invest in time-saving programs. Maybe you've been listing your items directly on Amazon and are ready to save some time by signing up for Inventory Lab or other listing tools. Or maybe you want to cut your online arbitrage sourcing time dramatically with tools like OAX-Ray or Tactical Arbitrage. Use code FULLTIME10 to get an extended 10-day trial of TAR for only $1. Perhaps your Amazon inventory is growing to the point that you want to outsource your Amazon back-end activities with a service like Solutions for E-commerce. Or maybe you want to start using an automatic repricer, like Be Cool, or you want someone else to take care of protecting your feedback, like Feedback Genius. All of these programs can help save a lot of time and mental energy in so many areas of your business. Signing up for a year-long subscription, which is usually less than paying monthly, might be a great way to use your Q4 profits. IMG_84833. Purchase more inventory. In the weeks leading up to Christmas, many stores start to put toys and other gift items on sale at really great prices. If you wait a little longer, right after Christmas, many stores start mega clearance sales. You'll find sales in brick-and-mortar stores as well as online. If you don't want to get out and source inventory in the cold weather, you can find many great sales at stores online. In store and online, there will probably be more items you can buy for resale than you have money for. Amazon sales in January are still really good as people have Amazon gift cards burning a hole in their pockets, so it's wise to keep stocking up your inventory into the new year. Just be sure to look at the Keeper graphs to make the best sourcing decision possible. 4. Purchase supplies in bulk. What items do you buy for your business all year long? 3-inch packing tape, shipping boxes, holly bags, Dymo labels, and printer ink are just a few of the items that I buy all year long. It would be wise to buy these items in bulk now, at much better prices per item, instead of spending more money to buy them later in smaller quantities. Click on the following links to see more about the supplies I use in my processing desk and shipping station. 5. Invest in your mind. Is there an Amazon FBA-related book, course, or program that you have been interested in buying? This might be the best time to buy FBA training materials so that you can learn how to improve your current Amazon business. You are the #1 asset to your business. Invest in yourself. The more you can learn, the more you can earn. 6. Treat yourself. Sometimes we can be so focused on work that we forget ourselves. Getting too wrapped up in work can lead to burnout. If you can, give yourself a Christmas bonus and treat yourself to something fun. Debt picture. 7. Pay off debt. As Dave Ramsey says, debt is not a wealth-building tool. If you have any debt, the wisest thing you can do is to pay it off as fast as you can. Imagine giving yourself a raise by doing the same amount of work you do now. When you are no longer paying debt interest fees, that's money that you can use for your business. If you are in debt, I highly recommend Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. For more information on getting out of debt, check out his book The Total Money Makeover. 8. Invest in your future. What if you could make 2020 your best year ever in FBA sales? You don't have to spend another year frustrated that you haven't achieved all you know you're capable of. Instead, you can enter the new year with the clarity you need to reach your full potential and make this your best year ever in Amazon FBA. All you need is a plan. Find out how by checking out the Reseller's Guide to a Year in FBA, a month-by-month guide to a profitable Amazon FBA business. 9. Give generously. If you have yet to discover the joy of giving, I challenge you to try it this holiday season. There are so many worthy causes and organizations that need your financial help. Remember to find out if the money you are giving is tax deductible or not. If it is, be sure to keep receipts for your tax records. Part 4 After the holidays. The holiday selling season and Q4 are the most lucrative times for a FBA seller. It seems like almost everything sells, and sells fast. But once Christmas time has passed, many FBA resellers make some huge mistakes that could cost them hundreds, if not thousands, in potential profits. In this blog post, I'll share with you my biggest tips on successfully running your Amazon business post-Christmas time. Having a wise post-Christmas business strategy is one of the best ways to start the new year off right. Here are some things to think about once you're done unwrapping your last present. 1. Don't automatically lower your prices. Just because Christmas is over doesn't mean that big-time sales are over too. Don't forget that people now have Amazon gift cards burning a hole in their pockets. Not only that, but buyers are now ready to buy the gifts they actually want. People will still be buying like crazy in January, and if you lower your prices, you'll only lower your profits. Some FBA sellers have Januaries almost as good as Decembers, simply because they follow this one piece of advice. Thrift store. 2. Go thrifting. If thrifting is in your business model, then after Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year. Many people decide that the week after Christmas is the time they want to clean out their homes of excess stuff. That paired with New Year's resolutions to get organized bring massive amounts of donations to thrift stores. If you usually hit thrift stores once a week, then I'd highly suggest going a lot more often. Some people even donate unwanted Christmas gifts that are still brand new. List of updated after Christmas sales 20093. Check out after Christmas clearance sales. With end of the year inventories looming, many stores are desperate to move excess products. This provides a great opportunity for FBA sellers. Check both online and brick and mortar stores to see what's on sale. This is also a good time to look at Christmas-themed products that are clearance priced at up to 90% off. It doesn't seem to make sense, but Christmas-themed items have the potential to sell pretty well year-round. I've sold ornaments in April, a Grinch inflatable lawn decoration in May, Christmas CDs in June, and holiday movies in July. Be sure to check Keeper to see if you can expect these holiday-themed items to sell sometime in the next 6 months. 4. Look back over the past year. Look back at your sales and financial numbers. What worked for you? What lessons did you learn? Look back at your FBA business goals and see how you did. This is also a great time to make new FBA goals for the coming year. Actually create the goals that will help take your Amazon business to the next level. If you skip this strategy, then your sales next year will not grow as much as they would if you had taken the time to seriously look back at your results and look forward, setting new goals. Q4 Growth 5. Put your profits back into your business. As stated in an earlier blog post, using your Q4 profits wisely can really help your FBA business. Maybe you are ready to get a shrink wrap machine, a barcode scanner, or new laptop. Maybe you're ready to sign up for a year's membership to Inventory Lab or Be Cool. The possibilities are endless. To hear some more ideas on how to use your Q4 profits wisely, click here. As with most tips, there are some exceptions. If you highly invested in certain toys that you hoped would flip quickly for the holidays and you would rather get your investment back than wait for the items to sell at the price you want, then you may want to lower your price. Many FBA businesses are modeled on the fast flip method and would rather get their money back and invest it in other products. Part 5 End of the Year Report. I admit the topic of end-of-year reports is not all that exciting, but it's very necessary. In fact, if you don't do this right, it could have some negative impacts on your business. No matter if you sell on Amazon as a serious income stream or as an occasional hobby, you're still required to report your income to the IRS. It's important to know that there are several reports you should be sure to send to your CPA, or whoever is doing your taxes. Before we go any further, I want you to know that I am not a tax specialist or giving you any tax advice. I highly recommend hiring a local CPA who is knowledgeable of online sales and all the tax implications for your state. Today, I'm only showing you how to get the reports that you need to add to all of your other 2020 tax documents. Deck 31 Calendar. If you're an Inventory Lab user, I have very good news for you. The process of getting most of these reports and numbers is incredibly easy. On the other hand, if you're not an Inventory Lab user, while some of the reports in Seller Central are easy to run, there are other reports and numbers you need to calculate that will be very time-consuming to do. If you've been keeping track of all your numbers throughout the year, this process will still be time-intensive, but much easier. If you're in more of a catch-up mode and trying to get all your numbers for the year right now, I highly recommend this course called Catch-Up Accounting. You can use the coupon code FT20 and save 20% off for a limited time. It will really help you catch up your numbers to be up to date. Let's do this. The most important information you'll need to have on hand to give your CPA are the following. 1099K from Amazon Year-End Sales Report, Year-End Expense Report, Year-End Cost of Goods Sold, Year-End Inventory Valuation, Vehicle Expense Report. I'll break down exactly how to run the right reports and how to access these numbers in the sections that follow. 1099K from Amazon. This is an easy report to find and print out. Your 1099K is the report of your gross sales revenue for the year. You'll be able to download this report directly from Amazon if you've grossed over $20,000 in unadjusted sales and 200 or more transactions during the year. Amazon will email you a link on how to access this form sometime in January, usually more toward the end of the month. You can get this report from the Amazon email they send you and from your Amazon tax document library. The report will be ready for download from Amazon sometime after January 1st, but before January 31st. If you didn't qualify for this report, then you'll need to find this information by creating a year-end sales report. When you look at your 1099K from Amazon, you might freak out a little because the number Amazon gives you might look like a huge number. That's because the 1099K tells you your gross sales numbers without factoring in things like Amazon fees, returns, and other expenses. The gross sales number is important to know, but it's not the number you'll want to report as an accurate reflection of your actual profits. That's why we're running these other reports as well. If you didn't qualify to get a 1099K from Amazon, grossed under $20,000 in unadjusted sales and under 200 or more transactions, that doesn't mean you're exempt from reporting your income. It just means you'll have to use the year-end sales report, see below, in order to get the data you need to properly report your income. Year-end sales report. If you didn't meet the $20,000 sales and 200 transactions qualification, you still need to report your numbers to the IRS. You can do that by running some seller reports in Seller Central. Here's how. Log into Seller Central, hover over Reports, and click on Payments. Click on the Date Range Reports tab. Click the Generate Report button. Select the Summary option. Choose the account type you want to include. Select the Custom Date Range option and enter from 01/01 of the year to 12/31 of the same year. Click Generate. If you do the above steps before December 31st, then Amazon will schedule this report to be run first thing January 1st. Just remember to come back to this report page to download this report. It will be there waiting for you to download. If you run this report after January 1st, then Amazon will just need a few moments to create this report. You can refresh the link on the report after a few minutes, and you should be able to download it at that moment. This year-end sales report PDF will give you a one-page summary of your income, Amazon sales, expenses, Amazon fees, sales tax, and bank transfers. This is a PDF that your CPA will want to have in order to best do your taxes. But, of course, you have had a lot of other expenses, inventory, boxes, office supplies, sourcing apps, program subscriptions, etc. Other than Amazon fees, right? So how can we get those expenses? One way is to create a year-end expense report. Year-end expense report. Hopefully you've been keeping track of all your expenses for the year, as well as all of the receipts, right? There are many different ways people track their expenses. Some people use a spreadsheet, some use software solutions like Inventory Lab, and some even give their CPA or bookkeeper access to their business checking account to track their expenses. If you use a spreadsheet, take some time to double-check that all your numbers are recorded correctly. Most people have these type of expenses: inventory, office supplies, shipping supplies, physical tools, computer programs, business-related subscriptions, training materials, like this course, contract labor, and anything else legitimately connected with a business purpose. If you use Inventory Lab and have tracked all of your expenses there throughout the year, then you can easily run a year-end expense report. Here's how. Log into Inventory Lab, hover over the Accounting tab and click the Other Expenses report. Then click on the Advanced Search button. Search the expense date from 01/01 to 01/02/31 of the year you're wanting to run the report for and click Search. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see your total expenses for the time period you entered. You can use this number to give to your CPA. You can also click on the Export button and have a spreadsheet version of the full report. Year-end cost of goods sold. This is the number that totals up the cost of all the items you sold for the year. The easiest way to get this number is to run a quick report within Inventory Lab. The report only takes a moment to run and is super easy. If you are an Inventory Lab user, here's how to get your year-end cost of goods sold. Log into Inventory Lab, hover over Reports, and click on Profit and Loss. Click on the yearly report and choose the calendar year you want to run. Click the View button. Click Export so you'll have a digital copy of this report. On the report, you can see the line item of cost of goods sold. Look at the yearly total and you have your cost of goods sold number for the year, provided you entered in your cost of goods when listing your inventory into Inventory Lab. On the other hand, if you're not an Inventory Lab user, this process is somewhat harder to calculate but not impossible. You can use an IRS Form 1040 Schedule C to help you figure out your year-end cost of goods sold. Below is an example from 2020 on how to calculate this number. As always, do your due diligence to make sure you're using the correct year's paperwork when calculating this number. Most importantly, talk this over with a local CPA to make sure you're doing this correctly. Inventory Valuation Report. The Inventory Valuation Report will tell you the current value of your inventory that you currently have in stock at Amazon fulfillment centers, for FBA sellers. Just know that this report needs to be run after January 1st of the new year. If you run it before, it will not work correctly. If you're using Inventory Lab, this report is super easy to run. Here's how. Log into Inventory Lab, hover over Reports, and click on Inventory Valuation. Enter the date 12/31 of the year you want to run this report for and click View. To get a digital copy, click on the Export button. Not an Inventory Lab user? To calculate your end-of-year inventory valuation, you'll first need to run a monthly inventory history report in Seller Central. This will give you a list of inventory items in stock at the end of December, i.e. the end of the year, that you can use to calculate the value of your year-end inventory. Log into Seller Central, hover over Reports, and click on Fulfillment. In the Inventory section on the left, click Show More. Click Monthly Inventory History in the Inventory section. Click on the Download tab. In the Even Month drop-down, select Exact Months. Choose from 12 December 2020 to 12 December 2020. Click the Request CSV Download button. If you do the above steps before December 31st, then the report will not work correctly. If you run this report after January 1st, then Amazon usually will just need a few moments to create this report. You can refresh the link on the report after a few minutes, and then you should be able to download it at that moment. If you ever get a message that says no data available, then don't worry. Amazon may be busy and need a few days to create this report. Come back later and see if the report has been completed. Now that you have the file, you can open it up in a spreadsheet document. The important info you're looking for is in the End Quantity column. The numbers you see will be the in-stock quantity at Amazon as of December 31st, 2020. Within the spreadsheet program, you can sort the End Quantity column from bigger numbers to smaller numbers, and then just delete any line that has a quantity number of 0. Now you have a spreadsheet showing you the in-stock stock levels for the end of the year. Here is the hard and tedious part of this process. Now you'll need to go line by line and figure out the buy cost of each of these items you have in stock. You probably will need to reference your receipts to get the correct buy costs for these items. This takes a ton of time, depending on the size of your inventory, but is necessary to report your numbers correctly. Once you are finished, you'll have your FBA inventory valuation. Of course, that's just your year-end FBA inventory. Other inventory that you'll need to add to this valuation includes any items your merchant fulfilling, inventory you've ordered that has not been delivered to your home, prep center yet, inventory that is on its way to Amazon but not checked in, and any inventory you have sitting around your house, office that has not been sent to Amazon yet as of midnight of January 1st. Vehicle expense report. All of your business-related miles are tax deductible. These drives could include garage sailing, thrifting, retail arbitrage, trips to the store to buy business-related supplies, trips to drop off shipments at UPS, and any other business-related driving. All of these miles are tax deductible. Whether you keep track of your miles in a notebook, in a spreadsheet, or by using the MileIQ app, your miles tracked automatically. Highly recommend, be sure to get your mileage for the year to your CPA so they can deduct those miles from your taxes. If you're not a MileIQ user, here is our review of MileIQ. Eventually, you'll have all of the numbers and reports you need to give to your CPA. 1099K from Amazon Year-End Sales Report, Year-End Expense Report, Year-End Cost of Goods Sold, Year-End Inventory Valuation, Vehicle Expense Report. Get all of these reports to your CPA ASAP. Tax day is April 15th, but that day will come very quickly if you don't gather up all these numbers and reports soon. You really don't want to be late on getting the tax process started. Again, if you don't have a CPA, I highly recommend getting one as soon as possible. It might seem costly, but you want to be sure your numbers are right, and you want a professional to do the work that would eat up way too much of your time if you did it yourself. Again, I recommend using Inventory Lab to keep track of all your business expenses like cost of goods, mileage, supplies, etc. If you don't have all of your expenses data stored in one place, I highly recommend using Inventory Lab, especially at the start of a new year so you can have all of your financial data in one place from the start of the year. Get a free month of Inventory Lab by clicking here. If you are an Inventory Lab user, then here is a video on how to use Inventory Lab to make sure you're ready for year-end tax reports and what you need to do before and after December 31st. If you don't use Inventory Lab, or if everything I said above seems confusing and you'd rather have a set of videos walking you through how to handle your year-end taxes, or you're realizing that you'll be doing a lot of catch-up accounting for the 2020 tax year, then I highly recommend the video course Catch-up Accounting. You can even use the limited time coupon code FT20 and save 20% off the course. I just finished watching all the videos in the Catch-up Accounting course, not long at all, and it's super helpful for those of you who are behind in figuring out how to make sense of all your Amazon numbers when it comes to tax purposes. Make this new year your best Amazon sales year ever. Imagine knowing exactly what to expect in your Amazon FBA business every month of the year. Imagine what it would feel like knowing you are not missing out on any of the opportunities that will come your way in the new year. Imagine working on your Amazon business knowing exactly what your priorities are, what you need to avoid, and what you need to accomplish during each month to make progress toward making 2020 your best sales year ever.